Hey traders and investors, it's Serge Berger here. What I want to discuss today to round out the week is the question of whether the stock market is now immediate or near-term overbought. Okay, and to answer that question, I want to give you an alternate way of looking at it rather than just looking at how many issues of the New York Stock Exchange are trading above their 200-day moving averages or below it, or even looking at oscillators. Okay, but let's quickly look at the oscillator just to give you an idea. So right now, and if you can't see this extremely well, don't worry about it. I can just tell you quickly. The stochastic oscillator is telling us the S&P is overbought, but then again, issues that are overbought can remain overbought for a much longer time than the bears can remain solvent. And then you have the relative strength index, the RSI, which has plenty of more way to go. It is also a little bit of a lengthier type of oscillator, so this one naturally wouldn't be overbought quite yet, just from the simple makeup of the oscillator itself. So, from that point of view, it depends. Are we overbought or not? Maybe we're immediate term overbought. That's very possible. But through the lens of a little bit, sort of a multi-week point of view, we're not necessarily overbought. Now, let's look at some sectors. So let's first start off with the biggie, the financial sector. Okay, and most of the charts of the individual financial components, i.e., stocks within the financial sector, look very much like this. Okay, you've sort of overcome a near-term resistance area, but you're not at a point yet where totally overbought and extended. Okay, so the alternate way I'd like to look and measure overbought and oversold readings really is actually even simpler. I look at how many up days in a row we had and how big of an up gap those days had. So right now, immediate term, the financial sector looks like it could be a little bit extended. If you look at the strong move it had off of last week's lows, all of these rallies over the past few days, or most of them, came on up gaps. In other words, right at the open, the stock or the index or the ETF gapped up higher. Now, interesting though is that yesterday the financials and a number of stocks, including some of the chasing names like Netflix, actually had an outside day. Okay, so that then brings in a little bit more of a neutral perspective. In other words, we're not necessarily totally overbought, even in the immediate term, if we consider that. So if you look at the XLF, for example, you see this outside day that the XLF had yesterday, meaning, and that's a bullish way of looking at it. In other words, the market opened lower and closed higher than the day before. That is a very bullish turn on you. You can see that all over the charts. So to answer the question very quickly for you, I don't think we're overbought immediate term. We may be near term, and I think beyond that, in the next few weeks, we probably will again see higher prices. Hope that makes sense. Take care.